Welcome back, cosmic adventurers aboard the UNSS Phoenix XCS-337. Today, we're going to dive into a topic that blurs the lines between reality and fantasy. A topic that's as unsettling as it is fascinating. Get ready to explore the possibility that our entire universe, everything we see, feel, and experience, might just be a highly advanced simulation. Think about it. Are we living in a reality that's no different than the virtual worlds we create in video games? Could everything we experience just be code, running on a supercomputer somewhere, created by an advanced civilization beyond our comprehension? Today, we'll take a close look at the simulation hypothesis, discuss the evidence for and against it, and ask, what if our universe is nothing more than a digital simulation? Buckle up, because this ride is going to challenge your perception of reality itself. What is the simulation hypothesis? The simulation hypothesis is the idea that reality, as we know it, is an artificial simulation, like a video game or computer program run by an advanced civilization. This concept was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom in 2003 when he proposed a now famous argument. If civilizations can develop the technology to create incredibly realistic simulations of reality, it's likely that many such simulations exist. And if that's the case, then there's a higher probability that we are living in one of those simulations, rather than in the original base reality. Bostrom's argument comes down to three possibilities. 1. Civilizations never reach a point where they can create simulations. 2. Civilizations can create simulations, but they choose not to. 3. Civilizations create many simulations, and we are probably living in one of them. Example. Think about the video games we create today, where players can explore realistic 3D worlds. Now imagine if thousands of years in the future, a civilization could create simulations so advanced that the characters in those games become self-aware. They don't even realize they're inside a simulation. The evidence for the simulation hypothesis. While it sounds like science fiction, there are some surprising reasons why scientists and philosophers take the simulation hypothesis seriously. 1. Computing power. Technology has advanced at an incredible rate over the past few decades. If you look at how quickly we've moved from simple 2D video games to ultra-realistic virtual worlds in just a few decades, it's not hard to imagine a future where simulations are indistinguishable from reality. If a civilization advances far enough, they might develop computers powerful enough to simulate an entire universe, including the people within it. 2. Quantum mechanics. Some aspects of quantum mechanics, the science of the very small, seem to align with the idea of a simulation. For instance, in quantum mechanics, particles exist in a state of uncertainty until they're observed, much like how objects in a video game only render when the player is looking at them. This has led some to wonder if the universe behaves like a programmed simulation, rendering reality only when it's observed. 3. The fine-tuning of the universe. Our universe seems to be fine-tuned for life, meaning the laws of physics are just right to allow for the existence of stars, planets, and living beings. Some scientists argue that this could be evidence that the universe was designed by an advanced intelligence, possibly the creators of a simulation. After all, if you were programming a universe, you'd want to set the rules just right for the simulation to work. Riddle. I'm made by hands, yet can't be held. I simulate life, yet I'm just code. What am I? The evidence against the simulation hypothesis. While the idea of living in a simulation is fascinating, there are also strong arguments against it. 1. Limits of computing power. Even with incredibly advanced technology, simulating an entire universe would require an unimaginable amount of computing power. To simulate the behavior of every particle in the universe, down to the quantum level, would require a computer far beyond anything we can currently imagine. Some physicists argue that even an advanced civilization might not have the resources to run a simulation of this scale. 2. Consciousness and free will. Another challenge to the simulation hypothesis is the nature of consciousness. We still don't fully understand what consciousness is or how it arises. If we are living in a simulation, are our thoughts, emotions, and experiences real? Can a simulation create beings with free will, or are we just following pre-written scripts? These are deep philosophical questions that challenge the idea that a simulated universe could be indistinguishable from the real thing. 3. The lack of glitches. Some skeptics argue that if we were living in a simulation, we'd likely notice glitches in the system, instances where the simulation breaks down or something doesn't quite add up. While some people point to phenomena like déjà vu or strange coincidences as possible glitches, there's no concrete evidence that these experiences are the result of a malfunctioning simulation. Interesting fact: some physicists suggest that if we could discover the resolution, or pixelation, of space-time at the smallest scales, it could reveal that our universe is indeed a simulation, much like how video games are rendered in pixels. What would it mean if we are living in a simulation? If the simulation hypothesis is true, what does that mean for us? It raises profound questions about the nature of existence, free will, and the purpose of life. Are we merely programs running in a cosmic computer? And if so, what's the point of it all? Is someone or something watching us? Are there players controlling our actions? Or are we autonomous, free-thinking beings? Some philosophers argue that if we are in a simulation, it doesn't necessarily change much about how we live our lives. After all, even if everything around us is simulated, it's still the only reality we know. Others, however, suggest that discovering we're in a simulation could lead to existential crises, or even efforts to escape the simulation. Example: imagine if, tomorrow, scientists discovered proof that we are living in a simulation. Would you change the way you live your life? Would you try to find a way out of the simulation, or would you continue living as you always have? Joke: if we're living in a simulation, does that mean I can call tech support for my bad day? Did you know that Elon Musk is one of the public figures who believes the simulation hypothesis could be true? He has said that, given how fast technology is advancing, there's a good chance that we're living in a simulation created by a future civilization. Now it's your turn to join the cosmic conversation. What do you think? Could we really be living in a simulation? Or is this idea just too far out? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to vote in our poll. Are we living in a simulation? Yes, no, or maybe? Whether we're living in a simulation or not, one thing is certain: the universe is full of mysteries that challenge our understanding of reality. We hope today's journey into the simulation hypothesis has left you with plenty to think about. If you're enjoying our cosmic adventures, don't forget to subscribe to Crazy Frank's Crazy Video Productions on YouTube and hit that bell icon to make sure you never miss a new video. For even more cosmic content, check out Being Frank with Crazy Frank, where we explore the wildest questions in space, science, and beyond. Answers to riddles. 1. Riddle. 1 answer, a video game. It's made of code but can simulate life. 2. Riddle 2. Answer, the simulation. If real, it would be the invisible code running our universe.
And thanks for watching.